Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Hello everyone and welcome to this video in which we will discuss the main trigonometric functions. Now the three main trigonometric functions that we will start with are sine, cosine and tangent. Maybe you heard about them or saw them somewhere, but maybe you don't know exactly what they are. These three functions are the functions that we will start with, and in the next few videos we will talk about other functions like secant, cosecant and cotangent, and we'll talk about the inverse functions to these as well, like sine inverse, which is arc sine, cosine inverse, which is arc cosine, and tan inverse, which is arc tan. But for now, let's focus on these three, and to actually explain them and show their definition, we will have to draw a right triangle. So let's draw a right triangle here, and let's denote some angle here. Let's introduce theta. Let's also specify that it is a right triangle. We discussed in the previous video that the side that is directly opposite to the right angle is called the hypotenuse, and the side that is opposite to theta is called the opposite, and the side that is next to theta is called the adjacent. And based on that, let's maybe write some sentence that will help us kind of give definition to each function here. So I will write so ka to. It's quite a interesting sentence here, or maybe interesting combination of letters, but you will see how useful this sentence is in a bit. So S in the first part here stands for sine. So sine of theta, let's draw theta here, because we are taking the sine with respect to theta. So sine with respect to theta is equal to O, which stands for the opposite, divided by H, which is the hypotenuse. So it's going to be the opposite divided by the hypotenuse. Let's look at cosine theta. Cosine theta. So C is cosine, A is adjacent, and H is the hypotenuse. So it's going to be the adjacent divided by the hypotenuse. And tan theta, you guessed it, is going to be the opposite divided by the adjacent. And this is the definition of each of these three trigonometric functions. Now, based on that, let's solve a question that will help us understand how we can maybe find these functions using some numbers. So we'll draw some right triangle here, okay, and let's find sine, cosine and tan with respect to theta, and then find it with respect to another angle, which is alpha. Okay, so let's put some numbers here. Let's say that this is 3, this is 4, and this is 5. Now this is correct because we know using the Pythagorean theorem that the square root of 3 squared plus 4 squared is indeed equal to 5 squared. So let me show you. So we know that c squared is equal to a squared, which is 3 squared plus 4 squared. Okay, to find c, we'll just take the square root of this expression here. So we'll get that c is equal to the square root of 9 plus 16, which is equal to the root of 25, which is equal to 5. Okay, so this triangle is indeed correct. Okay, now based on these definitions here, we know what sine is, what cosine is, what tan is. Can we find sine theta of this triangle here? So what is sine? Sine is the opposite divided by the hypotenuse. What is the opposite here? It's 3. And what is the hypotenuse? It's 5. So sine theta in this triangle here, sine theta in this triangle is equal to 3 divided by 5. What about cosine theta? What about cosine theta? Now, cosine is the adjacent divided by the hypotenuse. What is the adjacent side to theta? in this case. It's 4. What is the hypotenuse? It's still 5. So it's going to be 4 divided by 5. Finally, tan theta. What is tan theta going to be? So tan is the opposite divided by the adjacent. What is the opposite? 3. What is the adjacent? 5. So 3, not 5, but 4, sorry. 3 divided by 4. So this is sine, cosine, and tan of theta. Now let's take sine of alpha, this angle here. So what is sine? Sine by definition is the opposite divided by the hypotenuse. What is the opposite of alpha? It's going to be 4. What is the hypotenuse? 5. So sine theta is 4 divided by 5. Not sine theta, but sine alpha. So you'll see that there is a difference between sine theta and sine alpha because it depends on the position of the angle. What is the reference angle that you are looking at? Now let's have a look at cosine alpha. What is cosine alpha? Cosine alpha is going to be equal to the side that is adjacent to it divided by its hypotenuse. So what is the side that is adjacent to alpha? It's not 4, it's 3. So it's going to be 3 divided by the hypotenuse, which is 5. What about tan alpha? So for tan alpha, again, it's going to be the opposite divided by the adjacent. But what is the opposite this time? It's 4. What is the adjacent? 5. Not 5, but 3. So tan alpha is going to be 4 divided by 3. And you can see that it is exactly reciprocal to tan of theta. So this is it for the main 3 trigonometric functions here. Please practice them. It's quite easy for now. And in the next few videos, we'll talk more about how angles relate to the ratio that we get here. So how this angle theta or this angle alpha will affect the result that we get. That's it for today. Thank you very much.